Now the Fed's losing credibility just as our foreign policy is losing credibility because the ideas behind it are flawed. Our foreign policy and operation overseas will end like the Soviet system. They have to come home because they go broke. And that's the way it is with monetary policy. They don't know what they're doing, and sometimes they admit it. And even the people on Wall Street, they don't ignore it because they'll move within seconds to make $1 billion or lose $1 billion because they know everybody else is looking at it. But most of them know that, that this is not sustainable. I mean, the whole absurdity of negative interest rates. You pay people to take your money. The Federal Reserve Board chairman that I knew, about 5 of them, they were pretty sincere, but they were also, I don't think they became the billionaires. They're not that very, very wealthy, but they had their play the game. But they were reflecting what they were taught. And one of the things that motivated Bernanke clearly, and he had an alliance sort of with Alan Greenspan, because Greenspan was didn't like the gold standard, and the two of them agreed that the problem with the Depression was that they didn't print enough money. And of course, that was the cause of the Depression. It's a failed system. It's been around way too long. People argue in a very profound manner when they introduced the Federal Reserve, and people warned even back then. They warned during the Depression. They warned when Bretton Woods broke down. But systematically over 100 and some years, they just got rid of any restraint on the monetary managers. And the ultimate destruction of elimination of the restraint was in 1971. And if anybody wants to see if anything profoundly happened after 1971, all they have to do is look at the charts. Size of government, loss of liberty, more wars, deficits, and more money gravitating to the wealthy, and the middle class being wiped out. So it's a serious problem because the wiping out of the middle class then, it gets people that might agree with me interested in having a substitute, but it also gives fodder for the socialists. And lo and behold, socialism is popular, and people get elected calling themselves a socialist. That would have never happened 25 years ago. So I see the goal of those of us who love liberty and want less government have to be able to defend our position of why freedom can solve the problems that they think only government can do.